Nobody is above the law. None of us is above the law. You cannot intimidate the police. You cannot use force.
There was drama and confusion at Statehouse, Nairobi, after a police officer manning one of the gates was killed in a shocking mid-morning attack. The incident, which happened at Gate C, left security agencies scrambling to restore order at one of the country's most guarded premises. Sources at the scene say the attacker, a 56-year-old man identified as Kinyuka Kinyumi, approached the gate from the public side before suddenly attacking the officer with a spear. The weapon struck the officer on the left side of his chest, leaving him with deep injuries. He was rushed to Kenyatta National Hospital but was pronounced dead on arrival after losing too much blood.
Najua wengi wenu ni mara ya kwanza kufika hapa Statehouse.
The slain officer was attached to the General Service Unit's G Company, one of the elite teams that guard the president and key government installations. His colleagues and other officers on duty were thrown into panic as they tried to understand how a man armed with a traditional weapon managed to get that closer to Statehouse.
Wanalalamika ya kwamba nimeyafungua makao haya yakawa ni makao ya watu rejareja, ati nimeshusha heshima ya Statehouse. Mimi nataka niwaambie sijashusha heshima ya Statehouse. Nimeinua heshima ya Wakenya.
Moments after the attack, heavily armed units from the Kenya Defence Forces KDF, GSU and Recce Squad were deployed to the compound. The entire area around Gate C was sealed off as investigators from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations DCI and the Internal Affairs Unit arrived at the scene. Security was quickly tightened and no vehicle or pedestrian were allowed anywhere near the area.
Nimeinua heshima ya Wakenya.
The attacker, who was subdued at the scene before he could harm anyone else, was immediately arrested and taken into custody. Early reports indicate that he claimed to have been sent by dark forces to carry out the act. Detectives are now trying to determine whether he acted alone or was influenced by something else. The killing has raised serious questions about security lapses at Statehouse, which is supposed to be one of the most secured places in the country. The presence of an armed intruder near the gates has sparked concern about how he managed to approach the premises without being stopped earlier.
Because we have a constitution in place, dear people, right? Yes. If you want Ruto to go, please, my simple advice to you, look for a better plan. Convince the people of Kenya that you have a better plan.
According to officers familiar with the area, Gate C is often used by workers, visitors and delivery vehicles. This makes it one of the busiest access points to the compound. Despite the high security, it appears the attacker found a way to walk up to the officer before launching the deadly strike. Investigations have revealed that the suspect arrived on foot, carrying the spear wrapped in a piece of cloth. Witnesses who were nearby say they saw him walking calmly towards the gate moments before chaos erupted. Once close enough, he is said to have pulled out the spear and thrust into the officer's chest with force. As the officer fell on the ground, other guards rushed to his aid while others restrained the attacker. The quick response helped prevent what could have been a much worse situation. The body of the officer was later moved to the mortuary under tight guard as his family was notified. Back at Statehouse, tension was high as security personnel combed the area for any other possible threats. The incident prompted an emergency meeting between top commanders from the Presidential Escort Unit, the GSU and the KDF. Additional officers were deployed across the compound and nearby roads. By afternoon, the usually calm and restricted area around Statehouse was a scene of heavy military presence. Armored vehicles were seen entering and leaving through different gates, while sniffer dogs were used to search the area for weapons or clues. The suspect is now being held at Nairobi Police Station as detectives from DCI's homicide and counter-terrorism units take over the investigation. Earlier reports indicate that he may have mental health issues, but police are yet to confirm this officially. They are also looking into his background, family, and recent movements to establish what led him to carry such a bizarre and deadly attack. The killing of a GSU officer at such a sensitive location has shocked both the police service and the public. Many officers have described it as one of the most disturbing incidents in recent years, especially because it happened inside what is considered the heart of the government's security.
It is only in Kenya where a citizen will say they will invade parliament, they will invade the judiciary, they will visit Statehouse, and they still walk scot-free, not charged, and even when they are taken to court, Your Excellency, they will be released on, and they are told...
For now, Statehouse remains under tight surveillance. Visitors and staff are being subjected to more thorough checks, and all entry points are being reviewed. Security analysts believe the attack could push the government to re-examine how Statehouse security is managed, particularly at gates that are accessible to the public.
You cannot intimidate the police. You cannot use force against the police, or insult, or threaten the police. You are threatening our nation. Because these are our frontline defenders.
The fallen soldier, whose name has not yet been released, is being mourned by colleagues as a dedicated and disciplined member of the force. His death has reminded many of the dangers faced by officers who protect key national institutions every day. As investigations continue, Kenyans are waiting for answers on how such an incident could occur at the country's most secure residence. Whether the attacker was acting on personal motives, mental disturbance, or something deeper, the killing has left a dark cloud over Statehouse and exposed a worrying gap in its security system.
Mutaniombea na wale wako Statehouse tujenge hiyo kanisa na tufaulu. Tukiwaita mtakuja kutusaidia kujenga.
The incident has also sparked renewed calls for better protection and mental health support for officers working in high-stress environments. For now, Gate C remains sealed off, guarded by heavily armed officers, a grim reminder of the morning when tragedy struck at the gates of power.